Hi guys, it's SimLicy here. So welcome to another speed build and another voiceover. I shared a few videos a while back that didn't have a voiceover and I just felt so weird about it. So I've been holding off till I could do another voiceover to share this video with you guys. So I actually built this like 2 weeks ago now, but I'm finally getting to share it with you. So I hope you will enjoy it. It's a family home, of course, and I'm building here in San Sequoia. That's the name of the world. I almost forgot it for a second, but I really wanted to build like a craftsman style house. I wanted it to feel cozy and homey and somewhat like collected and vintage and eclectic sort of style. I've been really into that lately, both on this channel, Building Without CC, and then also on my CC channel. And if you guys haven't heard of it yet, it's SimLicy with CC, the most creative name ever, but I think it gets the point across. That's why I chose it anyways. So if you're interested in custom content builds, I do upload there a little bit more frequently because I'm not doing voiceovers on those builds. I just play music. I used to do little introductions and I just have a hard time finding time to do that these days with small kids. But yeah, I've just been really into that style recently, and actually I just released a custom content set that is based on that sort of vintage thrifted feel. And if you guys are interested, it is available on my Patreon right now just for like a month. I really have been wanting to offer something else to my Patreon subscribers or supporters. I guess they're not really subscribers, they're just kind of subscribers, Patreon supporters. But anyways, I've been wanting to offer something else, so I've just been making some like recolors and just kind of testing the waters of custom content making and trying to follow some tutorials. This last set that I created, I learned how to rotate existing artwork and resize them, and so I actually opened up Blender and did some very minor edits. So that was really fun for me, and something I've been wanting to do for such a long time. I've dabbled but have never really shared anything until just like a month ago. So if you're interested, that is something now that I'm offering on my Patreon page, as well as what I have been offering, which is early access to my videos. So I release them there first, and you can watch the the video early, you can play in the build early for both this channel and my custom content channel. So yeah, that is something if you guys are interested. But anyways, back to this house. I love this house. I think it has so much personality. I really love the way I decorated it. I used like big like patterned rugs in here, and I just tried to like I said, just give it that more collected feel. So I made some custom gallery walls, which I thought was fun. And I also wanted it to be just like a family house, so I tried to decorate the garage space like it is used by a family. It's cluttered, it's a little bit messy, especially with the gardening supplies. I just kind of put them on the floor. And so, I don't know, I just thought that it would make it look a little bit more realistic. So we'll talk about that more when we get to the garage space. I also wanted there to be a tree house because with this Growing Together expansion pack, there are tree houses. And so it's like a pre-built object. You don't actually just build the tree house. There's a set of trees, and then your Sims go through and build the tree house. So it's not something you actually build in build mode, if that makes sense. And so I do place one without the tree house, and I go through and just find one on the gallery that's pre-made because I tried having my Sims build it and it was just glitching out. There's too many problems, so I just got a pre-built one and then put that in the backyard, and I ended up putting it to the right of the house. I really wanted it to be directly behind the house. You'll see that here in just a moment, but it was too big. Especially I wanted to have like all the upgrades, like the slide and everything, and it fit better over there. So that's what ended up happening. But I think the layout of the backyard ends up working really nicely. I thought it was going to feel awkward, but once it all is complete, I think it makes sense and feels balanced, and I think it looks good. So you guys can definitely let me know if you agree or disagree. But here I'm just working out the floor plan. The floor plan came together pretty easily. There's 3 bedrooms upstairs, and then there's also 2 bathrooms upstairs. There is a bathroom downstairs, as well as a laundry room, an entry room, or a foyer, or foyer. I think we would say a foyer. I always am not sure. I think it's a French word, so they're probably foyer. But yeah, then a living room and a proper dining room and a really large kitchen, and then the garage too. So lots of space for your Sims. And the way I decorated it was for 2 parents, a child, and then twins. And I think, or no, I don't think they were twins. There's a bunk bed. I think maybe they were twins. I don't know. I feel like maybe I had something else in mind. I don't know. I built this a couple of weeks ago, so if I forget any details, that is why. But one of the kids' rooms is pink, and then the other kids' room is a combination between sports stuff and space stuff. And basically, I just chose a couple of beds and went with that theme and tried to make the colors feel cohesive and cluttered and cute and decorated and all of those sorts of things that I love to do in kids' rooms. Kids' rooms are probably honestly my favorite, but something I have to mention, which I'm so upset about, I did not press record when decorating the bedrooms. And I think one or two of the upstairs bathrooms, and maybe the parents' bedroom. I don't know. The whole upstairs was kind of a mess, and I'm so sorry. I was so frustrated when I realized I didn't record it. So I do like a video walkthrough at the very end of the video, which is not how I want to do things. I would like it to be part of the speed build because that's the type of video I like to make, and that's the type of video I like to watch is speed build. So it's what I want to make, not video tours or anything like that. But I wanted you guys to see it and not rely solely on the screenshots to see what I did. So yeah, very frustrating for me, but they're still cute and you can still see them, but it's just not the same. But anyways, there I just added a chimney. I really wanted to add a bicycle to the front. I feel like adding bikes and those sorts of decorations to the front of a house just makes it feel like, you know, the kids have just rode up from school on their bikes, or they were out riding their bikes with their friends and they quickly got off their bike at the front porch and ran in and had like a sandwich or, you know, something, and haven't had time to put their bike away because maybe they're going to go right back out or something like that. So I love that effect. And yeah, I put a couple of cars in the driveway. I really like the way the custom garage turned out, the garage door. It turned out really nicely. The door is actually a real regular door, and I think it's the medium height one, and I'm forgetting which pack it came with, but anyways, I thought it looked pretty realistic for like a regular white garage door. And then I put some of those base game windows at the top, and I framed it with some pillars, just some plain modern white ones, because I felt like that blended in a little bit more seamlessly than like some of the other options. And yeah, I think it just looked really good. And then for the landscaping, I used a lot of greenery, trees, bushes, and then some flowers. I think just these yellow flowers are the only like pop of color, but they matched the window boxes, and so it felt very matchy and cute and cohesive. And so yeah, I liked the way that looked. And I struggled with finding a gate. I think I ended up swapping this gate out for a different one. This one just looked a little bit too just not the right style, and so I chose this one. It matches the design of the gate or the fence, but it's not the same shade of brown, so it's kind of frustrating because at some point we got that fence in new swatches, and it's cheaper than the existing one, or the one that was, you know, already in the game, and it has new swatches, but we never got a matching gate with it. And so the gate still has the swatches to the original one, which is kind of frustrating, but this one's, it matched somewhat. But anyways, as you can see, I have the tree house in the backyard now, and so this is where I ended up placing it, was over here, because it just fit nicely with the slide and the ladder and everything. And so I was like, I guess I'll put the patio over here because I wanted to have like a barbecue area and like an outdoor dining and, you know, gardening stuff and all of those sort of outdoor activities. Here I had a little bit of trouble with the stairs. When I moved the house, it deleted the stairs and then it wouldn't let me replace them, I guess because I'm using the platform tool instead of the regular foundation tool. And so I think that was the problem there, but thankfully it was easy to fix it and I could end up placing them, because that would have been kind of frustrating. I mean, it wouldn't have ruined the house to not have the stairs, but I think having this, like the height looked better, and I needed stairs to be able to have the Sims go in the house. But anyways, here I just lined the patio with some of these bushes and flowers, and then I put a barbecuer out here with a outdoor dining table and some chairs. And I don't know if I've gotten a comment on this in a while, but just saying barbecuer reminded me that I remember A long time ago, I got a lot of comments of people saying that I say barbecuer instead of barbecue. And I always thought that people called it a barbecuer because it barbecues, and then people were saying that you would call the person who barbecues the barbecuer. But then would you call somebody that is making toast the toaster, or would you call the toaster the toaster? And so I just had never thought about it before until I got a comment on it a long time ago. And so I'm not sure if anybody else has brought it up in the comments since then, but where I grew up, you always called the grill the barbecuer, and the barbecue would be like the event or the food, the barbecue food, the barbecue event. I don't know, let me know. I just thought that was a funny thing that I don't think I've ever actually brought up. But anyways, there I just landscaped the backyard. I like the stone pathway leading from the front to the back. It goes around the tree house, and I thought it kind of framed it in nicely. And do some terrain paint with some dirt to sort of give that depth underneath the plants. And then here I just swapped out a couple of the actual planters for these decorative planter boxes. I thought these looked pretty. And I thought they matched the style of the house really nicely, and like the colors and everything. And there are a few real planters back here, and you could of course add more, or get rid of them altogether, or whatever you would like to do if you decide to download this build. But I thought that area turned out nicely. And then the umbrella is actually a debug umbrella, in case you guys aren't recognizing it, and it's from my wedding stories. You can find it in the debug menu. And of course I'm using Twisted Maxie's Better Build and Buy, so it helps me find things easier. But here I'm decorating the back porch. I wanted to do a nice little seating area. I thought these benches were so cute and rustic, and I love the pillows on them so much. And I used this somewhat kind of interesting coffee table. It's very like rustic modern. But I placed it, when I was going to place it, I thought that I would get rid of it. I thought I wasn't gonna like it, but once I placed it, I thought it looked actually really interesting there, and kind of like maybe a cool find that maybe the parents found at a flea market or something, or maybe they bought it custom from somebody that they know. I don't know, but I thought it looked really, really cool. But here I am decorating the living room. And I always struggle with this couch. I love this couch, the one that came with Growing Together. I think it is such a nice couch. I think the leather texture is pretty. I love the cushions and the blanket and the patterns and the colors, and I think it's just like, it's so good, but it doesn't have a matching love seat. And it drives me crazy, because when you want to make a whole matching set in the living room, it's very difficult, and this full-length couch is kind of hard to use in a lot of spaces. But I made it work. I ended up using a different love seat. I used the one that came with, it was a kit that we got recently. I think it's the jewelry making one. I'm not remembering the name of it, but either way, it's a really nice couch. I like it, and I felt like it matched the pillows, and so it's somewhat tied together. And then the chair is also from Growing Together, and I think I made it work, but it just didn't look exactly the way I had pictured in my mind when wanting to place this couch. But thankfully I was still able to place this couch, because sometimes I want to use one of these full-length couches and they just don't really fit because the room's not big enough. But I think I made it work. Anyways, over here I'm just placing some artwork, trying to find a painting that I thought looked good over here. And I thought this one worked nicely. And then other than that, I want to clutter up the space, add different decorations that make it feel lived in. So I do go through and add some pillows to the couches, some extra ones to this one, even though it has, pillows already. And then using the tool mod just to adjust the height level. And then placing some different decorations on the coffee table. Again, trying to add to that lived in sort of feel. I didn't want it to feel messy necessarily, but I wanted it to feel like a family lives here and they've been actively, playing games or doing stuff in the living room and things like that. So I do put like a toy box in here and a couple of, I think, toys on the ground, maybe one or two. Again, if I forget anything, that's because I built this a couple of weeks ago, but I just love putting toys and stuff on the ground, especially in a living room, because then it feels like kids were just playing in there. And I, of course, don't want to make it too realistic, because then your Sims probably can't use it, because if it's anything like my living room with my children, there are toys everywhere, constantly. Constantly the floor is covered in toys. I'll go through and I'll clean everything up, or I'll have my son help me clean up, and then as soon as we're done cleaning up, they're back out. So that's very realistic. But not so good for The Sims. Anyways, over here is going to be the dining room. One of my favorite things about this dining room is this pop out of windows. I really wanted to bring in a lot of light and have like the pretty lighting that The Sims 4 has, but I think on this particular lot you can't quite get the light to shine through the windows where they are because of, you know, the angle of the sun and everything, but it's still very pretty. You still get like a beautiful like view looking to the backyard and like at the neighbors and everything, so I really like that a lot. I was recently watching an episode, I think it was Homeworthy on YouTube, and it was a tour of a Foursquare house that this architect owns in New York, and oh my god, it had like this beautiful sunroom pop out from the kitchen where he had a dining table, and I think I want to build that house in The Sims. I'll probably do it with custom content though, because while I think I could get the overall feel of the house, it wouldn't be as beautiful without custom content, because there's just so many more options and just better options in my opinion. So I think I might do that. We'll see. I don't know. A build like that would probably take me a very long time. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But either way, if you guys don't watch Homeworthy, I recommend it if you guys are into architecture and interior design like I am. But over here, I decided to put some of these bookcases. I actually put 2 of them together, so they are overlapping, but I didn't notice any weird like visual glitching, which was nice, and I thought there would be because they're overlapping. But yeah, it worked out really nicely, and then it filled in the space better than it would have with just using one. And I wish that bookcase would have came with like a single tile one, but it didn't. But either way, it worked out. But over here is going to be the kitchen. I thought this tile was super pretty. The tile came with the For Rent expansion pack, but I thought it looked really pretty in here. And then I put a nice large island with a stove on the island, and then yeah, refrigerator, sink, of course, and the counters and the island and cabinets and everything came from base game, but the appliances came from, I think, is it the Home Chef kit? I don't know. There's so many kits now, and I know we're getting like a couple more sometime this summer. They're kits, and we have a lot of kits. I like them. I love the build and buy kits. I feel like they've all been really good. I don't know necessarily about like the cast ones. I haven't got all the cast ones. I think I got like the first one, but I haven't got any more since then. But so I'm just never in cast. I make a playtester sim every once in a while, and sometimes I kill them on accident because I stress them out. I put them somewhere in the world so I can take screenshots, and sometimes I forget that it's like cold outside and then they freeze to death. But anyways, here I realized I forgot to decorate the mantle, so I just quickly went in and put some decorations. And then over here in the kitchen, I'm just figuring out how I wanted to do this space. I knew I wanted to have a trash can and some artwork and everything like that, but I ended up placing this shelf. I thought it filled in the space nicely, and I thought the wood tone looked pretty in here. And yeah, basically for this interior, I tried to do a mixture of things that looked new and a mixture of things that looked old and some that looked rustic. Like I said at the beginning, I really wanted to have that eclectic sort of feel. So I'm trying to do that in every single room, and I felt like, yeah, I don't know. I felt like that shelf kind of looked a bit rustic. So I thought it was pretty. But yeah, over here I'm just adding some more decorations, and this wall shelf came with Cool Kitchen, and every time I use it, or at least most of the time I use it, I end up hiding it in some cabinets, so just the shelves show and not the artwork that's on top. But the whole piece is really nice, but I think it looks really nice just kind of tucked underneath some cabinets as some extra sort of clutter, basically. And then yeah, here I'm just adding a fruit bowl to the dining table, and I think that's it for the kitchen. And then this space in between the kitchen and the garage is going to be the laundry room. Over here I had some weird lighting on this window, and I'm not sure why, because it's not a separate room in front of the staircase, but when I placed the floor, it placed the flooring like it was a separate room, and then it had a weird lighting glitch on the window, so I'm not sure why that was happening. But I did notice on Twitter, or I guess on X, that The Sims is going to be doing some more like dedicated time to update the game and to improve the overall like quality of the game. I guess they hired like a separate team for it, so I'm hopeful. I'm trying to be pretty optimistic about that because I know most of the glitches happen in live mode, so actual gameplay, but in build mode there are some glitches too. So I'm hoping that some of them get fixed. But anyways, the entryway is pretty much complete. I do go through and add some decorations to this side table, but there's a umbrella rack, there's a coat rack, a mirror, a nice little custom gallery wall. And then here I'm just finding some decorations for the side table. I thought this little set of keys with a phone was a nice little decoration to put by an entryway because somebody probably just threw their phone and their keys down. Although I don't know how many people actually set their phone down right at the front door. I imagine they put it in their pocket or, you know, set it somewhere else in the house because, you know, people have their phones all the time. But anyways, over here is the laundry room. And so for the laundry room, I of course want to have a washer and dryer and some storage and some laundry baskets and different sort of washing clutter. So some folded towels and some soap, and it's mostly decorative, but the washer and dryer of course are functional. But I thought this was a really good spot to have it and a pretty realistic spot to have it. My friend who has a home in Oregon, her garage and kitchen and laundry room are like set up in this exact orientation almost. So yeah, it felt very realistic to me. I don't think they have a bathroom though right there. Maybe they do, I'm not sure. Anyways, over here is going to be the downstairs bathroom. Since it was a good sized bathroom, I have a shower and tub in here, and of course this shower and tub combo that came with Growing Together is like my favorite in the I was gonna say in the world. It's not my favorite shower in the world. It's my favorite shower in The Sims. And yeah, I've pretty much exclusively used it since getting that expansion pack. I really like it, and I think it works in so many builds. But I think this bathroom turned out nice. It's nice and simple, but fully decorated, I think. And yeah, it's super cute. Again, I like this tile. I think that tile added so much personality to the bathrooms in the kitchen. But over here is going to be the garage. So like I was saying, I really wanted the garage to feel realistic and lived in, so I add different clutter decorations from like not the Evergreen Harbor expansion pack. Forgive me, I haven't done a voiceover in a while. I haven't talked about the packs in a while, so I'm forgetting like all the names of them. But the world is Evergreen Harbor. The expansion pack is, what is the name of that one? I'm forgetting the name of it. It's gonna drive me crazy now. But anyways, there's great debug objects from that particular expansion pack. Eco lifestyle. I had to pause it and think about it for a while. Okay, eco lifestyle. Anyways, there's great debug objects. Also with Strangerville, there's great debug and live edit objects. And we have, I thought these counters from Snowy Escape worked really nicely because they're got all these open shelves, and so I felt like they would work really well in a garage space because then you could see all of the garage clutter and they wouldn't feel as formal or as, I don't know, like a kitchen counter. I felt like they would work in a garage. So yeah, and then I just found different decorations from other packs that I thought worked nicely in here. This jewelry making toolkit I thought worked well above the woodworking bench because it doesn't necessarily look like it would be exclusively for jewelry making. I felt like it could work for woodworking too. So yeah, I thought that worked really well. And then I put a mini fridge in here, a punching bag, and I think later on I put a child's school project and yeah, just different gardening things and garage clutter. I really wish we had a little bit more stuff for garages, like a dedicated garage decoration kit. I think would be really nice just to have. I don't know exactly what it would have, but garage stuff. Maybe some more like tools and storage and maybe tires that aren't necessarily debug or live edit object. But we do have lots of packs now that I think all together you can make a garage look nice, but it would be nice to have some more specific garage looking things, like maybe a toolbox or some sort of a workbench that's not for woodworking necessarily. But this is what I was talking about with the gardening clutter. It's just kind of all stacked up there, but I think it looks good nonetheless. But more realistic, I think. But anyways, up here is the upstairs landing. So at some point, I'm forgetting at the moment right now when I stop recording. I had to pause my recording and go, I think, tend to my kids or do something like that, and didn't record, which which is so unfortunate. But yeah, I think I get the parents' bedroom in here, maybe their bathroom, but I do a little tour of the kids' rooms. But yeah, continuing with like the theme of the house, decorating the parents' bedroom in that same style. So a nice big patterned rug. I thought this chair was really pretty, and these dressers that came with Growing Together I thought were super pretty in here. And the bed I think also came with that expansion pack. I believe so. But yeah, just a little gallery wall, and then they do have an ensuite bathroom, and it pretty much has the same items as the downstairs bathroom. But you know, just different shape of a bathroom. But yeah, that's pretty much it, I think, for the entire speed building portion of the video. I just add the final few decorations in here, and then we'll do the tour, sort of hovering around the kids' rooms, which I'm so disappointed about. It's so frustrating, but at least I didn't like exit out and not save it, because I spent a long time making these kids' rooms look cute. But anyways, this is the pink and purple room. It was all based off of the wallpaper and the bed, and I cluttered it up with different artwork and different cute decorations, and I think it's such a cute room. And yeah, I mean, you guys can see it, but speed build is definitely not the same. Somebody who's listening to this without volume is probably wondering what's happening. But yeah, over here is the room for I'm gonna say they're twins. Why not? Of course, you can change that if you prefer. But yeah, it's super cluttered, super cute, and I adore it a lot, and I think it's a really fun bedroom. But this is it for the build, so I hope you guys have enjoyed, and I hope you guys do enjoy the screenshots, and I'm hoping to have more videos out, but I really appreciate you guys still subscribing and being patient with me. So as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and please leave any comments or suggestions that you have. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye!
For better days to come and carry us like wind in our sails. Hold on tight, I can smell the shore, it's right in front of us if we just hold on tight. This vision that I saw is getting closer every dawn. We are dreamers of the shore. 7 years now on this boat, and we all know where we belong. Just wait. If we just hold on tight, this vision that I saw is getting closer every dawn. Ooh, we are dreamers of the shore when we can't read the sky. We just sail with the wind that we've got, and when we're drowning in doubt, just keep on believing. We are dreamers of the